Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Welcome to the FinMaster studio, I guess what's all going to call it. But today we're going to explain the rules of how FinMaster works. So here's your FinMaster box. Open it up. But before we get into that, FinMaster is a money-themed game, and the idea behind the game is to become the FinMaster. To do so, you have to have the highest net worth. During the gameplay, you're buying different assets to build up your net worth, and whoever has the most money wins the game. So you have your rule book, a very chilled and colorful one with a lot of pictures you can use. If you don't want to read, scan the QR code at the back and watch a video, this specific video. So you probably already scanned it. So well done on you. We have shorter rules for those people who forget while they're watching the video. And here's your board. So set up your board. Take out the money stash, which is the bank in some other games. You might be used to that. So hand out 1,600 Fintrs to every single player. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. To get to 1,600, it's 1,200s. 1,400s. There we go. 150 of the 50s, so 350s. And then 50 of the 10s, so 5 10s. So this is a two-player game that we're doing right now. There we go. Once everyone has their money, also in the box, there are some bankies that you can use to put the cards and the money back in to keep them safe. I'll explain that when I pack it. Then hand out reminder cards to each player. So each of the reminder cards has a key of all the different assets in the game. There are 6 different assets: savings, retirement, property, stocks, businesses, and alternative assets, which is all here. The other side is an even quicker way to explain the turns in the game. There are 3 steps in the turn. You're gonna play an event, trade assets, or earn income. Essentially, you're gonna create a financial market, you're gonna buy assets, and you're gonna earn money from it. That's the basic gameplay. So we've got 3 players there. And the dice are under the power cards. Now, give each player 2 power cards. So during the gameplay, power cards can be played at any time to any player. Even during someone else's turn, you can play these. Power cards help you, give you an advantage, protect you from other players, or they can slow other players down. So insurance to keep yourself safe, lawsuit to get some money from another player, or load shedding to skip their turn. And many more. So 2 for them, 2 for them. There's a 1-minute timer, which we'll explain later on. And then the green cards, which are the asset cards. If you turn them around, there's a gray one and a green one. The gray one are the starting assets for the beginning of the game. The green ones are for in-game. So all the different assets have the icons of the asset classes matched to them, so you can just stack them accordingly. Yeah. Property, retirement, and savings. And you can shuffle each deck as well if you want. Ooh. Yeah, you'll do the shuffling. Enjoy shuffling. It's good to shuffle. All right. So now that we're done setting up the green assets, which are for the in-game play, we're going to do the starter assets, which helps you start the game off. The idea behind these is that you're going to hand out the number of players plus 2. So we're doing a 2-player game. That's going to be 6 cards. And for the mathematicians out there, it's 2n plus 2. So 2 players, 2 times 2, 4, plus the 2, 6. All right, so to decide who first player is, between the 2 players, we're going to see who made an investment in the real world most recently. Did you make an investment? No. When did you make yours? 1st of January. That's far. He hasn't made his 1st of January's closest. So this player goes first. And by going first, they're going to use their money. They're going to use their money to buy the assets. Each asset has a buy price, a sell price, and a return value. The buy price is how much you're going to buy the asset for. The sell price is how much you're going to sell it for during the game if you need money or if you want to outvest and invest in something else. And the return value is the value of that asset if you keep it towards the end of the game, and will be added to your net worth for you to win the game if you have the most. So This player is going to buy their first one. Whoops. They're going to buy this. This player's going to buy this. And they're going to buy this. And these go. And you're actually buying the asset, so you have to pay. So that's 600. And that's 600. That's the setup of the game. No, not yet. So then there are two stacks of event cards in the game. The one with 2 lightning stripes is the difficult for all the finance brews out there. And the 1 lightning stripe is for beginners, just getting and engaging in the financial space. So decide which deck you guys want to play with. Open that up. And depending on the number of players in the rulebook, it'll tell you how many of these. In a 2-player game, everyone gets 6 event cards. So we are going to shuffle them up and hand out 6 to each player. So 3 there, 3 there, and 3 there. Now, each of the players are going to look at their event cards and they're going to choose one for the Armageddon phase. So the Armageddon phase happens at the end of the game. So every player is going to pick up their event cards. They're going to choose one of them and they're going to place it face down for the Armageddon phase, which happens at the end of the game. Each of these are actual financial events that happen. So this is a geopolitical war. During a geopolitical war, property, businesses, and alternative assets decrease and savings increase. Every event card has specific assets that are going to decrease in value and assets that are going to increase in value. You're going to choose one, put it face down for the Armageddon phase. So in this case, I choose that one, choose this one. This player chooses that one. To end off our setting up, every player is going to pick the 2 power cards that they have. They're going to keep one and discard one. So discard that one and put that under the power card pile, which happens in the middle of the board. And I'm going to do that. And that's the end of the setup phase of the FinMaster game. Now, how each turn will happen. As the first player, because they invested on the 1st of January, they're going to look at their power cards and their assets, and depending on the strategy that they want to design, they're going to choose one of their event cards and play it, all right? To activate or create the market event, each market event has a word in yellow. You have a minute to explain that word to all the other players and they have to guess. The first player to guess correctly wins a power card and you unlock the power dice. I'm going to show what this looks like. So this is when I'm reading the yellow of my card because I want to play this card now. This is when someone dies without a will. What is this word called? What happens? You have a minute to try and guess it. Drop it in the comments if you know what this is. You might win a power card, maybe not, or a free game. Who knows? But I'm not going to tell you what the word is. So when that happens, I'll then place it because someone would have guessed it correctly. So they win a power card and then I unlock the power dice. I then roll all 3 dice. But during the game, you have to put 1 purple dice on one side and the yellow dice can be added to any side. That was a 1. So if I add it there, in this case, anyone who owns savings assets gets 4 on the pips times 10, which means they get 40 from the bank. And anyone who owns property, businesses, or alternatives has to pay 2 times 10 to the bank, 20. But as the active player, I could have decided to do it this way. And that just switches it up. So in this case, this person has alternatives. They have to pay 30 to the bank. 1, 2, 3. And they have 2 savings assets. So they get 3 times 2, which is 60 from the bank. Now, if you look at your purple card, we go to trade assets, which means I can buy as many assets as I can afford. So I am just going to buy 150, 300. I want a government bond. That ends my turn, and everyone earns income. So everyone earns 150. And this goes on until everyone completes their event cards. So everyone's just going to go explain the word, play their event cards, roll the dice throughout until the last one is played. Then the game is over. It then activates Armageddon phase. So during the Armageddon phase, Everyone will just pick up their Armageddon phase card. They will roll the dice the same way they do during the game, but all you're going to do is just roll the 2 purple dice, and in this case, whoever owns businesses will pay 50, anyone who owns stocks will gain 20. You'll then do this. Once the last Armageddon phase is played, the game is over, and to calculate your net worth, you will count all the cash you have on hand, and you will add up the return values of each asset you own. So 400 plus 400 plus 350 plus the cash I have gives me my net worth. Same with the other player, and whoever has the most wins the game and becomes the FinMaster.